Everyone is looking for closure, and we're all imperfectly human, and life can't be a perfect circle with every relationship ending fully, and that's that. There's more than that. Uh, like mourning a death, our soul and our body need time to feel the end of the relationship and to feel enough distance that we can feel whole again. That's finding closure. And sometimes we are lucky enough to find closure from the other person, but more often than that, we can't get that closure from someone else. And so that's why people can feel stuck on their exes. How can we find closure ourselves? So life is always willing to give us a chance to end this circle, to find closure ourselves. But we need to always wait for the right time. And since we don't know when this is, we need to make ourselves emotionally ready so that we can see when the universe is calling out to us to move on. So how can we make ourselves more open? It's hard to be present when you're suffering, but the activities I've found that are the most helpful are the ones that force a state of flow. So extreme sports like, for me, long distance running, skiing, dancing, singing, spending time with friends. But it takes time for you to benefit from these, so just give yourself that time. And I recommend starting with sports, just something simple, going for a walk, bike ride, or a short run. Just get your body moving before you can move on to social events. These are 5 steps that you can take to find closure in your relationship. And I can't promise like how long this will take. Like I mentioned, these things take a lot of time. So for step 1, so this would be writing your own story. So start to write everything that happened to you just as visually as you can tell it. So this is the time you need to be using these strong, angry adjectives. It's okay if you have just that need to express, express it fully. This is not something that you need to share with anyone. This is for you. So just get out all of your anger and your frustration at this situation. And then step 2, so this is also the physical work. If you need to start to think about very consciously what you want to keep from that relationship. So this is also emotional and in your physical world. So if you feel like you're not ready to get rid of something, don't do it. Don't just like start throwing away everything that your ex-partner ever gave to you, because you're just gonna feel some regret because it's too soon and you're not ready. So I just challenge you, just get rid of something very small, and then see how you feel after a couple of days. And you'll know if it's too soon. Don't push yourself, and just try to start to recognize what that sense of closure would feel like when it's time. And then take some time and wait. You can't do all of these 5 steps in a week. Doing the deep work part 2. So you wrote a letter to yourself, and now you're going to write a letter to your ex. And so this is the toughest step in my opinion, because it's the one that you're stepping away from the situation and you're removing yourself from thinking that you are a victim. So give yourself a lot of time to write this, and when you're ready, you'll know. And it's just thanking your ex from what you learned from that relationship and saying sorry for what you kind of denied them. And it will take some time to be thinking about it from this perspective. So again, don't judge yourself for how long it takes to be ready to move to this next step. Because for me, it took a very long time. For myself, so I was in an abusive relationship for a large part of my 20s. And during that time, I was lying a lot to my partner, obviously as a survival mechanism. And that was in my letter, and I apologized, and I was like, I'm sorry that I lied to you. by lying to you, I denied you a chance to know my true feelings and the truth. And that was very hard to like come to terms with that statement. It took a lot of time. So just be patient with yourself for how long it will take for you to get to that step. Okay, and removing physical items again. So now it would be the bigger stuff. Now I would go through everything. And this again, it will take time for you to get to this point. So it's okay to keep gifts as long as you keep them for the right reason. If you have a pair of diamond earrings that make you feel gorgeous and you love wearing them, and they're not constantly reminding you like, oh, my ex gave me these, like I owe them something, something like that, then it's okay, you can keep them. But just be sure that they're bringing you just joy and no sense of obligation or regret or guilt, anything like that. Just being thinking, wow, I look gorgeous in these. But I do recommend that as soon as you have money to buy yourself a nicer pair of earrings, definitely go do that. And you can always sell the old ones. So, and then, yeah, next step. So this is writing your new story. And 5 years from now, where will you be in your life? Will you moved on? You'll be living, hopefully, the life of your dreams. And this one also, again, I would recommend putting some part in it to thank your ex again for what you learned from that relationship and how what you learned has also helped you move on into your new future. So yeah, these are 5 ways that you can get closure from your past relationships, and I hope this video helped.